Morning, y'all. It's Dirt Track Boys. How y'all this morning? Now, a lot of people say, and I don't see it, that I sound like celebrities or I could do voiceovers or something. That I sound a lot like Seth Rogen or sound like, you know, characters off TV shows or something like that. I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me what I sound like because honestly, I'd love to know. And I've been told I sound like Seth Rogen. I've been told I sound like I could be a PA announcer, uh, or something, do voiceovers. But I just don't physically see it. Um, y'all tell me what you think I sound like, and who you think I sound like, because I've got a lot of people saying, "Dang, dude, you sound like Seth Rogen or somebody off The Walking Dead." I'm like, I don't see that physically. So, if you think I do, then subscribe to this video and give me a thumbs up and like it, because tell me in the comments who you think I sound like, because I've had a lot of people say, "Man, you make a good PA announcer or something." I just don't know, and I don't physically see that, but I mean that might be well and good and all, but to me, I mean, yeah, I might sound like an announcer. I may sound like a, you know, something, but I just don't see it. And every time I get on a microphone or something, people go, "Oh my God, you could be a celebrity or something." I'm just like, I know that wasn't my gift of talent, and I ain't gonna no. And I shouldn't go into it, should go into it, but let me know your takes on it and see who I sound like, because I've had a lot of people tell me at work that I sound like Seth Rogen or something, just anything. And I'm gonna tell y'all something cool. Two things happened to me this week. Mickey Dearstone, former Lady Vol, radio Lady Vol announcer, came through my line on Friday. Now I know that, Mickey was probably the best announcer for the Lady Vols. And I've been told I sound a little like him, which I don't see it. I've been told I sound like Bobby Denton, who used to be the voiceover announcer for the PA announcer for Tennessee football. Or even John Ward, God rest his soul. A good announcer can paint a picture of whether you see it or whether you hear it. A good announcer can let you know where it's happening. And John Ward, when he did the college football programming for the Vol Network from 1969 or 1965 to 1999, When John retired in 1999 as the voice of the Vols, I really thought, oh man, who are we going to get to replace the legendary John Ward? Because there would be times that my dad and me would turn down the TV and blast John Ward. It didn't matter if the game was on ESPN, CBS, or Jefferson Pilot Sports. Whenever Tennessee played and John Ward was announcing it, we would always turn down the TV, and there might have been a little bit of a delay, but we would always picture it as we were there. And a good announcer, that's what he does. He pictures you being there when you're physically not. So I'm gonna give you two examples of how to portray that. For example, as when John Ward did a UT broadcast at a Tennessee football game. I'm going to give you an example of the 1995 Alabama game. Tennessee, basically John would say, 20 minutes before the game, it's football time in Tennessee. And he would give you a rundown of the weather. And like it's a clear fall day here at Neyland Stadium. And he would give you the lines of the different, he'd give you the starting lineup on defense for Tennessee. Marcus Nash starting on defense. And, the big playmakers. That's what a good announcer does. Now, Mickey Dearstone, on the other hand, was a play-by-play announcer for the Lady Vols. And when you're making a good announcer, you want, like Mickey would say, on the top of the key, here's Shamiqua Holdsclaw with the double dribble, the pass to Samika Randall. Put it in the basket. And give you the score often. Not every minute, but he would give you the score often. And a good announcer has that analogy to know when, to know stats, to know about the team, about the players, about the atmosphere. They can picture you actually being there. So if any of y'all think I sound like that, I would love to know who. As a PA announcer or anything, I would love to know. And the reason I'd love to know is because I don't know what I sound like. You really can't when you're talking like this. I'd love to know who I sound like. So comment on this. Love to know who I sound like. I mean, I've been told, dude, you sound like a PA announcer or something. And I really, honest to gosh, don't know. Because I'd love to hear who I sounded like. If I do sound, like somebody famous, cool, let me know who. Because whenever I've made videos, I don't really pay attention to it. I just think it's me. I know it's me. So, in the comment of this, ask me who you think. Tell me who you think I sound like. Because, like I said, I've been told I sound a lot like Seth Rogen. I've been told I sound like Jason Garrett off of Walking Dead, and I don't even know. I mean, I've been compared to sounding like John Ward, Bobby Denton, former PA announcer for Neyland Stadium. And just saying that and knowing that, I mean, it's a gift I have, and, unfortunately, I'm not able to use it. But if I sound like somebody very famous, like I said, hit me up in the comments, let me know who it is, because I'd love to know. I mean, it may not be that spot on, but tell me who you think I sound like. Because I physically want to know. And like I said, a good announcer knows his things and knows his stuff. And it makes me because I really think I could be a local announcer, and getting my voice out here like this, I think I kind of do sound like that. But if you honestly think and want me to, come at something and go to somewhere and try to, do something like that, let me know. Hit me up in all these comments, because I would really want to know who, and because if it's somebody famous that you guys know that I sound like, a lot of people will say, wow, you're great, you sound like him or something. And I don't know, because I don't physically hear my voice except when I'm doing these videos and then can actually go back on them. I was like, "Ooh, you sound like a lit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't realize that." And the only thing is that me sounding like a famous person makes people wonder, like, dude, I like the way you talk. I mean, I have that knack in my voice that I can throw it, and that's pretty cool. So if you think I can do that, like I said, like this video, subscribe to it, because here at Dirt Track Boys, we need all the help we can get down here. I mean, yeah, I know this may not be dirt track or NASCAR related, but put it in there, hit me up, tell me who you think I talk like or sound like. And another thing in this video, let's remember Coolio, because back in the day, he was the coolest rapper in the land. I mean, beside, so let's remember him. I mean, he did a song, Gangster's Paradise, and back in the early 90s. So let's remember Coolio. I mean, our generation of music is dying, and if you were born in the mid 80s, in the early 80s like I was, there's a lot of generations of singers that are dropping are literally dropping like flies. I mean, DMX, Coolio, I mean, Mindy McCready. I mean, there are a lot of singers in our generation from 1983 and on that are dropping like flies. So remember all these people that if you were born in the early 80s, that you know who I'm talking about. And if you were born in the late 80s, you still know who I'm talking about. Maybe in the 90s as well. If you were born in the early 90s, you remember who I'm talking about. But so anyway, behind me here we got a picture of Jeff Gordon's number 24 DuPont Chevrolet 1997 championship race team. But yeah, if y'all want me to throw voices and stuff like that, just let me know and I'll try my darndest to do it. And I'm going to really try hard to make, because I honestly don't know. I just sound who I sound like, and that's me. Unfortunately, God gave me this baritone bass voice where it can be thrown anywhere. I don't mean like it shit. But it can literally be, I can talk like anything I want to. Like a celebrity or anything. I like I said, I've been told it sounds a lot like Seth Rogen by a few people at work. I've been told I sound like Bobby Denton. I don't know. I've been told I sound like John Ward. And if y'all think so, hit me up, let me know. Because I really think that me knowing that makes me feel that much better. Like, ooh, dude, you could be a famous celebrity. I'm like, no. I ain't that. But maybe, I've been told I sound like a lot of people. So, if y'all think so, like this video and subscribe to it, to Dirt Track Boys. And let me know what y'all think I sound like. Now, another thing. While we're on the NASCAR subject here. What is your all's take on this new next-gen race car? Now, a lot of the drivers that have been on the interviews have said this car is the hardest one they've ever drove. And I have never seen so many of the playoff drivers having issues going into the playoffs with this new car, and not a single playoff driver winning any races in the first 12 rounds. No drivers in the round of 16. So far, nobody in the round of 12. Now, Texas, to me, Texas is outdated. The Texas Motor Speedway, it's not its predecessor to Atlanta. To me, here's what they ought to do. They ought to rip out the playoff schedule completely and revamp it. They need to put in more. Keep out. I mean, okay, Talladega is probably going to be a good test. But the only concern I got with these new cars is I have never seen so many right tire issues and fires. I mean, example, Cody Ware blows a right front tire. Coming out of turn 4, blows a tire at 190 something mile an hour, where the fastest part of the track is, blows a tire, cuts down turn 4, and slams into the pit road wall. I mean, don't get me wrong, these new next gen cars, they sound awesome. But the takeoff rate of these things, when the tires blow on these things, I mean, they don't just you can't even feel the. I mean, a lot of the drivers have said they can't even feel the tires explode. I mean, they're not blowing out, they're exploding. So, what I think is going on, that when the tires are exploding, the old cars, the Gen 5 and the Gen 6 cars, when they would blow a tire, you knew the tire was going to blow, because it would let you know when the tire's about to blow out. And it would fling you in the wall and slow you down. You're carrying so much speed on these new cars, and teams are trying to get the front tires low, and the right front tires so low that they're trying to get as much speed out of them as possible, so the diffuser can be at the bottom, has less drag. Well, less drag. I've seen in all these 16 rounds, including at Darlington with Kevin Harvick, I've seen so many tires blow out. Well, Kevin Harvick's wasn't a tire issue. But anyway, Texas, I have seen 9 playoff drivers, 9, have tire issues. Chase Elliott blows a tire while leading. The damn thing didn't even have any signs of blowing out. It just blew and he ended up in the fence. So for the love of God, NASCAR, if you want to fix the problem, fix the tire issue, put more rubber in the tire. Because you're using these low-profile tires, which look good, by the way, on paper. Look good stopped. But if y'all can't fix the problem with these tires blowing out, make the compound a little bit thicker in the tire. Yeah, I mean, granted, I know that the low-profile tires aren't gonna. You have less pressure in them, but a street tire, on these Mustangs and Camaros, granted, yes, they have low-profile tires, but they're not blowing out as quickly as these next-gen race cars are. I mean, all throughout the playoffs, I've heard drivers bitching about the tires are too damn low. That we need to fix the air pressure problem. That the pressure in the right front and the left front tire is too low. Like, you can see it when they take off. When they go off and haul, when at Talladega, when they go in the corner Sunday and haul ass, I'm wondering how many tires we're going to have blown. And these new car hits, I mean, we're not talking about, a little bit bang up hit. I'm talking safer barrier hits. I mean, we're talking about almost like 20 years ago when there weren't no safer barriers. And we're talking about, cars hitting the wall at speeds of over 190 something mile an hour. I mean, drivers today have said it's like slamming into a concrete wall without the safer barrier. I mean, a lot of these guys are up there in age. And, 35, 37 is not 20. But a lot of these guys aren't young anymore. A lot of these guys have been in the sport long enough, like Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex. I mean, these guys have driven a lot of race cars in their career. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. But the point is, NASCAR's got to fix this tire issue. Because if it don't get fixed by next year, we're going to have a lot of cars and a lot of tires blowing out. Just saying. So, this is Dirt Track, boys. And I know we got off the thing on that, but I just want to know who y'all think I sound like. And, we do talk about NASCAR on this channel. That's why I decided to do it. So, anyway, just let me know how y'all are doing and see who you think I sound like in these videos. Somebody famous or not, that's cool if you don't think I do. But just let me know who you think I sound like, and we'll talk about it, and we'll find out who you think I sound like. Anyway, it's Dirt Track, boys. This weekend is Talladega for the round of 12 in the NASCAR playoffs for the 2022 playoff championship. Y'all got any drivers and picks you wish weren't eliminated, or you wish some playoff drivers would win some races? Yeah, me too. I wish Kyle Larson could get back up there. Personally, that's my favorite driver. Chase, pretty much all the Hendrick guys are. But mine is Chase Elliott, and mine is Kyle Larson. My dad's and my best friends is Chase Elliott. But like I said, I'm for all Hendrick drivers. If you think that William Byron's issue at Texas was a little bit too much of a shot in the dark, now I think Ty Gibbs was blatantly obvious. I mean, you're going to hit somebody on pit road and intentionally hit them where cars are getting serviced at. I really think that was a great penalty. But I think the one for William Byron, I think that was a little bit harsh. And even Rick Hendrick and Jeff Gordon will say that too. I think that was a little much. I mean, a lot of these drivers are getting pissed off, which I understand drivers get pissed off all the time. But now we didn't see what Denny Hamlin did to Will, during the course of the day. But, if William thought that he was done wrong, which I agree with William, if he thinks that he was done wrong by Denny Hamlin, then I would have no remorse, and I'd do the exact same thing to him. And no, I think William was in the right. I'm going to stand up for Will, and I think he was in the right of doing that. And if you disagree with Denny Hamlin getting the hell knocked out of him, I think, well, I don't know what to say. But to me, to be honest with you, Denny Hamlin has pissed off a lot of drivers, and I think Denny Hamlin deserves to get the hell knocked out of him every chance somebody gets a chance to knock the hell out of him. But I stand by my team. I'm sorry, I may be a little biased, but I stand by my team, and that's Hendrick Motorsports, and always been Hendrick Motorsports ever since Dale Earnhardt passed away 20 years ago. But Rick Hendrick knows what he knows. I mean, the man has not been a car owner for 30-something years, for 30 plus years, and not known what he's done. I mean, good Lord, the man has 272 career wins. I mean, he's got more victories as an organization than Richard Petty has. I mean, that's a lot. 272 victories for a champion, a 16-time car owner, and a 16-time championship car owner. I'd say Rick's done something right in the last 30 plus years. Just saying. Anyway, it's Dirt Track Boys. Like I said, we're at Talladega this weekend for the round of 12. Let's hope we don't have any more brutal tire problems and any more cars catching on fire, especially the playoff guys, or any driver for that matter. I hope to get your comments and know what I sound like. Like I said, it's Dirt Track Boys. And we love you guys. And hope you guys watch the race this weekend. It's at Dega. Peace out.